It seems like ages since we witnessed some cricket with the first test only lasting 2 days. It's been a long wait, but here I'm going to do what I did last year because I got a lot of good tractions last year. So I'm going to be doing my ratings for each test based on a player on a tier list. So on the tier list, S, A, B, C, F. So we had some really good performances. We had some really poor performances as well. So let's see how I rated the first test. Let's go. That's right, the Aussies got it done in just 2 days, and we had some new faces in the squad as well. Obviously, 1-0 now, so let's have a look at how I rated and get straight into it, starting off with the opening pair. Now, let's start off with the debutant, Jake Weatherald. Now, Jake Weatherald, I was really happy that the Australian made this choice to play him. He's been battling hard at Sheffield Shield level, just piling on runs after runs after runs, and they gave him a shot. They obviously tried Sam Constance last summer, and thought, yeah, he needs some bit more time to develop, which I tend to agree as well. So they went with a more experienced 29-year-old Jake Weatherald, and his welcome to Test cricket wasn't what he would have liked it. He got a beaming Jofra Archer second ball, get him out LBW, obviously given not out first, but then was put up to a review, which was eventually given out. So he had to walk after just the second ball of his Test career. But then in the second innings, I thought he really dug deep, put together a really good partnership, 75 runs with Travis Head, who, again, phenomenal innings by Travis Head. But I thought he looked comfortable. Only put together the 23, but there was some positive shots there and positive signs there for Jake Weatherald. Obviously went out top edge, maybe touched edge into his helmet and just went straight up. It was a kind of an awkward type of shot. But I don't think this is an F whatsoever, so I'm going to put Jake Weatherald in. You can't really go anywhere above the C column, though, for me. But I think there's room to work with there as well. That second innings gave me a bit of positivity for Jake Weatherald. Now, we didn't expect this person to open, but with Usman Khawaja having the back spasms, Marnus Labuschagne came out and opened in the first innings, and didn't last long. Well, actually, that's a lie. He lasted a lot of balls, but struggled to get off the mark in that first innings alongside Steve Smith, only putting together the 9. Was really was handy in the field, taking the 2 catches, but it was the second innings when he partnered alongside Travis Head that was really influential and showed a different side of Marnus, as I've mentioned before, a bit more attacking, 51 not out off 49 balls. I thought it was a really good sign to see Marnus, who struggled to make some runs at international level, but has gone back to Sheffield Shield so far early on and piled on plenty of runs. It was good to see him finally get that 51 not out. Be interesting to see how much he could have piled on if he kept going. But I thought it was a good sign for Marnus. So I'm actually going to put him in the B column for Marnus Labuschagne. That 51 not out was the pure reason for that. Obviously, first innings struggled, but great response in the second innings. Then with Usman Khawaja being injured, that meant Steve Smith had to move up from 4 to 3, and like I said with Marnus, struggled to get off the mark in that first innings, only putting together 17. I was getting really frustrated. The England bowlers were wearing them down with their pace. Jofra Archer, Mark Wood, Brighton Cars, Atkinson were really wearing him down, and then only managed to get the 2 not out in the second innings. Obviously, Travis Head dominating that, but then was really good in the field, taking 4 catches. I can't really put him in B as much as I want to for the 4 catches, and we don't know what he could have done in the second innings, but it can't be anything above a C for my liking. Now, speak of the devil, Usman Khawaja. Now, he's under fire. He's under fire and been asked for a please explain as well for his comments about the pitch. He said the pitch was pretty much shit. Can't remember the exact words he said, but it was shit. Was last year in Perth, was this time around. And by all means, the ball that he got in that first innings was unplayable. It just kicked up off the seam and nearly turned into like a bouncer, trapped him up, edge caught behind. It was an unplayable ball. I understand that. Took the 2 catches, but he just wasn't out there enough. Obviously, with the back spasms, it comes to the question now, he's been named in the squad for the second test, but do they play him or do they go with a different look? He's nearly 39. Do they try and keep looking at Travis Head to stay at the opening? And for that reason, I have to put Usman Khawaja in the F column. Now, the man of the match, not man of the match because he didn't get man of the match, but the man who signified the moment and guided Australia home to the win was Travis Head. 21 in the first dig, so not amazing, but it was the second innings, as we mentioned, where he came out and made 123 off just 69 balls. absolutely dominating. Or was it a 69 ball ton? Bear with me for a second. It was either 123 off 69 or was it a 69 ball ton. If we just quickly pull up matches here and we go to the men's Ashes, I just want to make sure I get that one right. I know Second Australia. Yeah, so it was a 69 ball ton, 123 off 83, but just the type of shots he was doing and the initiative to Usman Khawaja still not being able to go out there and bat, and he put his hand up and said, yeah, I'll do it. It can't be that hard. Let's go out. Let's just go out and get him. And get him he did, playing shots all around the ground. Now, we know they like to use him in the subcontinent, in Asia, as an opening pair, but is that something they can stick with? It begs big questions for Australia as his Ashes series goes on, but let's not beat around the bush. He is straight in the S column. Travis Head. It'd be interesting to see how many more hundreds he can pile on if he bats like that, or will it be, will he ride his luck too much? He put Bazball on the back foot, and it's now Trav Ball. I don't give a shit what England say. It's Trav Ball. Yeah, Bazball is dead at the moment so far. Trav Ball is the in thing. Next up was Cameron Green, and he looked okay in the first innings when everyone was struggling. Put together 24, only bowled the 3 overs for the game, 1 for 10 and none for 13. And for that, just took the 1 catch. For that reason, I think he did look strong. He has looked strong at Sheffield Shield level with the bat, and be interested to see if he does bowl some more overs. Obviously, they're going to be wary of his body. But he did look good in the first innings until he went out. So we'll chuck him, I want to say, he has to go and see. Only 24 and just the 1 wicket from his 3 overs. A bit expensive too. None for 13 off 2, 1 for 10 off the 1 over, taking the 1 catch. Another batsman who looked to try and take the game on was Alex Carey, making 26 in the first innings. He's always known he just goes out there and plays his shots. No one was really making runs at all. So 26 is a respectful score, in my opinion, the way the game was going. And took 4 catches behind the stumps. And for his keeping ability, I'm actually going to chuck him in the B column. And I think there's room for him to make a big score this summer. I just love the way he goes at it. Really takes the game on, puts the pressure back on the bowlers, and he's always looking to score. So Alex Carey for me goes in the B column. Now, the actual man in the match was Mitchell Starc. 10 wickets for the match, 7 for 58 in the first innings, and what a dominant display it was. A wicket in the first over of the game, and taking the first three or four wickets, believe it was, and just absolutely wreaked havoc of England's batting lineup. Here's Joe. Joe Root is his bunny. Joe Root can't seem to play him. Every time Joe Root comes out to bat, the ball gets thrown to Mitchell Starc, and he does the work. In the second innings, 3 for 55 from his 12 overs. Took that diving one-handed catch to again get Zach Crawley out in the first over. Magnificent display. He's not slowing down with age, and he's holding the fort up while Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins aren't there. But the question is, have we underrated Mitchell Starc's presence in this team? It's always talked about Pat Cummins. Josh Hale's his line and link, but Mitchell Starc, he can be expensive, but because he loves to pitch it up with the new ball to get it swinging, and he invites the batsmen to play. So while he will go for a few runs, he will take those wickets too. Mitchell Starc, no doubt, goes alongside Travis Head in the S tier. Next up is Nathan Lyon. Now, he also had a bit of an injury cloud going in, not going into it, but during it. Obviously getting older with age shoot, and only managed to bowl the 2 overs for the whole match, and that was just in the first innings, none for 10. So there's not much to talk about Nathan Lyon there, and I think he has to go in the F column there. But it was a pace-dominated game, but just to bowl the 2 overs and obviously the injury cloud as well. Should be right, but I'm just going to have to put him in the F column for my liking. Next up is Scott Bowen, and geez, I thought it was going to be danger in that first innings when England just decided to dance down the wicket and take to him, and it looked like it was going to be a long match for Scott Bowen. None for 62 off 10 in that first innings. Is not very often that you see Scott Bowen go for over 6, average 6 runs and over is his comedy rate. But the second innings response is why Scott Bowen is so important to this Australian side. Anyone could have dropped their heads. It only happened the day before, but he came back and in that spell really broke that game apart when England was starting to put together a partnership in that second innings between between Ollie Pope and Ben Duckett. They were really starting to pile on, and then he came in and took 3 quick wickets, finishing with 4 for 33 from 11.4 in that second innings, and just shows why he's so important to this team. Just constantly nags that line and length, doesn't change anything up, backs himself in. And for the response in that innings, I'm going to put him, I want to put him in A, but I think I'm going to have to put him in B. And last but not least for the Aussies, the debutant Brendan Doggett, who I thought looked well and truly at home, taking 5 wickets and a catch on debut. 2 for 27 off 7 in the first innings, 3 for 51 off 9 in the second innings. It was good to see the Aussies, again, use him too. Bit of pace, bit of different bowling. The England players, obviously, a lot of them are new, but they wouldn't be used to Brendan Doggett, and a lot of Australians might not have been used to him too if you don't follow the state-level cricket. So it was good to see a new face, and I thought he didn't look out of place at all. 5 wickets for the match, and I think he will keep his spot for this game. Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood already been named out, so he's in for at least 2 tests. So we'll see what he can do in this second test. But for that performance, I want to put Brendan Doggett in the B column. 5 wickets on debut, I thought was a solid performance. Now, next up, that's all the Aussies done. Now, it's time to have some fun. It's time to rate the England side. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Let's start off with Zach Crawley. Hey, Zach Crawley, straight in the F tier. You made a pair and can't seem to get out of the first over. Stark's done it to you 3 times now. 3 times. There's going to be demons running through his head now. With Stark doing it 3 times since when they've played. 2 times in the same match, which is absolutely phenomenal. And he's going to have a lot of demons running through his head. I don't know who else would come in and open, so I think they're going to have to stick with him. He's a solid player, but he just can't seem to get out of Stark. So he has to go on that F tier, and geez, England fans would have been absolutely furious when they saw, not obviously the first time because they're like, oh, not this again, but the second time with that one-handed catch by Mitchell Stark. Zach Crawley, there's no other spot. You're going in the F tier. I wish there was a tier below because you would be there. Next up is his batting opening partner, Ben Duckett, who did look solid at points too, 21 and 28, and took the 2 catches, especially in that first innings. He looked like he was playing some really good shots against Scott Boland, and then that second innings was building that partnership to try and gain that lead, but couldn't get past the 20, so going to have to put him in the C column, I think, for that one. Now, the most consistent batter out of the lot for England in this test was Ollie Pope. 46, 33 and 1 catch, and he looked sound at the crease. Just looked like he had full control as a number 3 batsman. I had my questions and doubts about him coming in, but he definitely proved me wrong. Couldn't quite get that 50, but I thought both innings he looked smooth, calm, had all the shot selections, just couldn't quite get to that 50. But if that's the Ollie Pope we're going to see this series, I think the Australians should have to keep a close eye on him, and I think he goes straight in the B column. Oh, not the A tier, in the B tier. Yeah, the number 4 is none other than Joe Root. A duck, an 8, and none for 12 off 1 over. It continues. Still hasn't got 100 in Australia. Will he get 100? At the start of the year, I know it's only the first test, but at the start of the series, I said that I'm backing Joe Root in. He will get 100 this series. But watching him play, it grows me more and more concerns that he will not get 100 in Australia. And that will be an X next to his career, in my opinion, not being able to do it in Australia. What do you guys think? Mitchell Stark just seems to completely have his number and he can't get away from it. 0 and 8. Well, I mean, still has 4 tests to prove it, but I don't see him getting past that. And for that, I think I put him in the F tier. All right, probably their most exciting batsman in England is Harry Brook. And geez, wasn't he exciting in that first innings? The only England batsman to get to 50, 52, but then quacked up, made a duck in the second innings, took the 2 catches, but geez, didn't he look scary in that first innings. Probably one of the most exciting batsmen to watch in the world when he is on. Massive talent. He's another one that Australia can't let get off the leash in this series because he could take a game apart just like that. Harry Brook, I want to say, I might put him in the B tier just purely for that first innings performance. Next up is the captain, Ben Stokes. Didn't do anything with the bat, 6-2, but in that first innings, really shined with the ball, came in and took, the fast ballers did all the work early. He came on, just hit line and link and took 5 for 23 from 6, then none from 18 from 2 in the second innings. But that first innings performance was really inspiring and just shows what type of leader he is. He says, don't worry, boys, I'll finish this off. Put them on a back and just cleaned up the middle and lower order batsmen for the Aussies. So that's a skipper who leads some example. It'll be interesting to see if he can if he can get some runs going with the bat, because we know he's gave Australians some hells in Ashes series before. I don't need to remind you of where. But he can go... Ooh, he can also go in the B... Oh, no, not there. God, no. S tier, no way. He can go in the B tier for that first innings performance with the ball. Next up is Jamie Smith. Now, 33, 15, and 2 catches behind the stumps. And I thought he was quite solid with the bat, especially in that first innings. Hand on heart, I've never seen Jamie Smith play. So this was my first time sitting down and watching Jamie Smith, and definitely has all the shots as a wicketkeeper. Very handy as a wicketkeeper batsman. Very handy batsman. Couldn't quite go into the 50 and couldn't quite push on in the second innings. So I'm going to put him... Toss up between B and C. If there was a middle column, that's where he would be. But I will chuck him in the... We'll chuck him in the C. Now, Gus Atkinson, there is only one reason why you are not in the F tier, son. And that's your second innings performance with the bat. 37. None for 24 off 12 with the ball. Then none for 61 off 9 in the second innings with the ball. 1 in the first innings and obviously 37 in the second innings. Just piled on the runs to make Aussies, make it harder for the Aussies. Didn't prove too hard in the end, might I say. Trav ball. But that second innings is the reason why it goes in the C tier. Now, Brydon Cast, I thought, was quite solid with the ball. 3 for 45 in the first innings and 2 for 44 in the second innings. Also took the 2 catches in the field. Pure pace, just right at ya. I thought he was solid. Probably one of the pick of the bowlers consistently for the Poms. So I'm going to put him in the B tier. Next up is Jofra Archer. And that first innings, oh my God, the Aussies did not know how to play him. And when he got Jake Weatherald like that, oh my God. 2 for 11 off 9. But then the Aussies, Travis Head, just took to him in the second innings. None for 45 off 8. But don't write off Jofra Archer, one of the top bowlers in the world. But his body they have to be wary of his body. Can he get through a full series without breaking down is the big question on Jofra Archer. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to put him in the C column. And last but not least is Mark Wood, as already another one whose body they had to be wary of, and they've already had to rule him out because he's broken down, which is not a good sign. A good sign for the Aussies because they know the quickness and the pace that Mark Wood would pounce at him and just attacks the body. Didn't take any wickets in this game, though. None for 21 off 8 and none for 23 off 3. It just begs the difference who will come in for them, and I think it will be, if we go back, I think it will be Potts. If we have a look at the Prime Minister game being played right now, if we have a look here, Matthew Potts took 2 for 40 off 16. I'm just fiddling with my laptop. You can't see that, but it put me off. 2 for 40 off 16, the Prime Minister's game. And the only other one that would have been of note to replace him was Josh Tongue. He took none for 48. So I think purely based on that, they have to go with Matthew Potts. He's more line and length, hits the crease hard, not as quick as the other bowlers, but line and length. So I think Potts will come in for him. And Mark Wood, what can we say? Just injury prone, breaks down test after test. Aussies will be happy with this, though. And Mark Wood, not only did you take no wickets, but you're broken down. So you too go on the F tier. Well, there you have it, guys. There is my player ratings for each player of the first test of the Ashes. The Aussies go 1-0 up, and we have the second test being played on Thursday at the Gabba. Day-nighter, pink ball test. So we'll see if the England respond. We'll see what the lineups look like. If Australia fiddle with their batting lineup. If who replacement is for Mark Wood, that haven't been confirmed, obviously, because the England second XI is playing the Prime Minister. XI at the moment. So it'll be an interesting watch to see. But thank you guys again for listening and watching along. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload as well. If you're listening to this via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Hit that follow button, turn the notification bell on so you don't miss whenever we upload. Share this off to a mate who you think might enjoy it, as Ashes time is such exciting times. And please, guys, remember to leave a 5-star rating on this show, as that does help push the show out there to newer listeners. Thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I'll see you guys then.